What's up, everyone? You're here with Goran from Pickdawgz, and thank you for joining me here for your free picks for the MLS on the Wednesday. That is May 29th. Well, guys, I definitely love those midweek MLS slates, and this time we have 12 games on the schedule, with one of the games being postponed or canceled, or I don't even know, whatever it is. But 12 games, it's going to be highly entertaining evening for us. The kickoff is at 7:30 p.m. and later than that. Uh, we also have a Conference League finale on Wednesday being played, and the free picks for that you can find in a separate video up on the Pickdawgz YouTube channel with Kirk and me. And each of us have gave out two free picks for that game. I think it's gonna be a good one. So get those free picks, put some bets in, guys, and let's win some money. For my best bets, click the link in the description. That will get you up to my page where you can sign up, get a daily pass, 3-day pass, 7-day pass, or even a month-long pass if that's something you want to do. Now let's get this show on the road, guys, without wasting any more time. 12 games on the schedule. We had some very weird results on Saturday. I think we had like 3-0 draws, which is absolutely shocking. In the games where I expected a lot of goals, those ended in a 0-0 draws, but we also had some nice winners. And in this video, you will also get a parlay for the MLS, a nice four-legger at the end of it. So stay tuned, guys, and feel free to leave a comment as you usually do. Let's get this show on the road, guys, with Montreal versus DC United. DC United is having a lot of defensive problems right now. They can score goals. They definitely are a good team in that attacking end. However, usually after they score a goal, they tend to disappear from the pitch for some reason, and their defense is suffering a lot because of it. Now, Montreal is not a lot better. I simply have to say that they haven't won any of their last 9 games. And yes, I know that they are due for a nice performance. If it's gonna come at home. Um, so I wouldn't shy away from backing Montreal in this one. However, I decided to go with a bit of a different pick, and I decided to go with Montreal over 4.5 quarters at minus 133. I think that they will go for the win here, and that should give them enough chances to get these 5 quarters that we need from them. Cincinnati is hosting Nashville United, and is it not Nashville United, Nashville SC, and I simply have to snag the price when we have it this well. To keep it simple, guys, I'm gonna take Cincinnati on the money line. The best team in the league so far. They are on a 7 game winning streak right now. They have won their last 4 games on the road. They have just beaten Toronto last weekend 4-3 on the road as well. While at home, they are even more solid when it comes to defending. Now, Nashville on the other side is still without a win on the road this season. And even though they have lost only one of their last 6 games, I think that this is all Cincinnati in this one. So, like I said, keeping it simple, guys, I'm taking Cincinnati on the money line. Inter Miami will be hosting Atlanta, who are struggling quite a bit right now. They have won only one of their last 5 games. They are coming off of another loss against LAFC, while Inter Miami hasn't lost in any of their last 6 home games against Atlanta. And on top of that, Messi, Busquets, and Suarez will be back in the lineup for this game. Messi also has 5 wins, 2 draws, and only 1 loss at home so far this season, while Atlanta hasn't won a single game on their own. On top of that, Atlanta, well, defensively, they are quite solid with only 6 conceded goals in 6 games, but they have scored only 2 goals on the road. Now, Inter Miami, when playing at home, is averaging almost 3 scored goals per game. And with that in mind, I simply have to take Inter Miami to win at over 2.5 goals at minus 120. New York Red Bulls are hosting Charlotte FC, and this one could be very interesting, guys. New York did not play a game earlier actually last weekend. They were on a break, which means that they will have a rest advantage over Charlotte here, who is undefeated in their last 5 games, but they are on a 2 game draw streak, and offensively, they are not doing much this season. Charlotte has scored only 14 goals so far this season, and only 4 of those were on the road. Now, defensively, both teams are very, very solid. Charlotte on the road, quite decent. New York Red Bulls, outstanding defensively at home. And because of that, I think we're going to see a hard fought battle, and I'm going to give it a shot with the first half draw at plus 127. Philadelphia and Toronto are facing off in the next game, and I think this was going to be very interesting. Now, Philadelphia's game was one of those that ended in a 0-0 draw last weekend. against Charlotte, while Toronto lost to Cincinnati 4-3 at home. Now, for this game, they will be getting Bernardeschi back. And Lorenzo Insigne is ready to play as well. He had a decent game against Cincinnati, and with the way that Toronto has been playing this season, with the amount of goals they have been scoring, I think this is a game where we have to take goals on both sides. So both teams to score in over 2.5 goals at -111. Austin will be hosting Portland in Texas, and I gotta be honest, I do not have a lot of faith in Portland. Yes, they're coming off of a win against Kansas, but they haven't won any of their last 6 games on the road, and that is a big, big, big stretch. They have only one win on the road so far this season, 2 draws and 5 losses, while Austin is actually on fire right now with only one loss in their last 6 games, undefeated in their last 3 games, and they're coming off of a 1-1 draw against San Jose on the road. So, to keep it simple, I think we have to go with Austin on the money line in this one. It's plus 102. It's a nice plus money pick. We have to take advantage of it, guys. They are the better team. They are the more consistent team right now, and they're playing at home. So I'm taking Austin on the money line. For our next matchup, guys, we are going to go to Chicago, where we have Orlando facing off against Chicago Fire. And this one honestly had me scratching my head. Chicago hasn't won any of their last 8 games. Orlando has had a decent spell for a few games, but now they lost to Columbus 2-0 at home. And even though in my head they should be the favorites in this game, they are not for some reason. And the books are well, not favoring, but they are giving Chicago a decent chance here. I am not buying it, if I'm being honest. I think it's going to be a fairly even matchup. I think that money might be made on Orlando in this instance, but Chicago is also due for a nice performance. Maybe the draw they got last weekend will be a bit of a push for them, but maybe not. So I'm going to give this one a shot at the draw at plus 235. The books are kind of on the fence what they could expect in this one. But I honestly would not be surprised this one ending in a draw. Houston is hosting Colorado in Texas as well, and I think that Colorado is maybe too big of an underdog in this game at plus 265. They have been solid this season. They are in the top half of the table. They are scoring quite a bit of goals right now. Whether they play at home or the road, they are scoring goals. And Houston is actually conceding quite a bit right now. They have conceded at least a goal in each of their last 5 games. And even though I would say the books are favoring them because only because they are the home team, they have a few injured players as well. And this is going to be a hard game for them. I think that they will need to outscore Colorado if they want to have a chance at winning this game. And because of that, I'm going to go with both teams to score at -161. Kansas is hosting Vancouver, who actually is coming off of quite a bad performance against Inter Miami. And Vancouver now hasn't beaten anyone in their last 5 games. Now, I already mentioned that Inter Miami was playing against Vancouver without Messi, Busquets, and Suarez. Those are your 3 star players. They still ended up scoring a couple of goals. They still ended up winning this game, and Vancouver once again was left without a single point. There is a lot of problems in Vancouver right now. I think that they are a talented team. I think they have a great roster. They need a new goalkeeper, definitely. They need some reinforcements on that defensive end and maybe a striker. If they manage to get that in the off season, when they will be on the break. I think that this is going to be a decent team that could do something in the playoffs. Kansas on the other side is coming off of another loss against Portland. And they do have a lot of high scoring games. With both teams, I think would be gunning for the win here. This is the game where we have to go with goals. So over 2.5 goals at -154. This is gonna be my pick for this game. LA Galaxy is hosting Dallas, and I think this was going to be a really fun game. LA Galaxy finally got a win. They are back on the winning track. They beat the Houston 2-1. While Dallas on the other side is undefeated in their last 5 games, and they're also scoring quite a bit of goals right now. Now, neither team has kept a lot of clean sheets, especially Dallas, none in their last 4 games, while Galaxy kept one clean sheet in their last 4 games. But with both teams being such a great offensive form, guys, we have to go with goals. Honestly, I might be leaning towards Galaxy a little bit more simply because they are at home. They play a little bit better football than well, a lot better football if I'm being honest than Dallas does. But I'm not sure that their slump is quite over just yet. So instead of choosing the sides, I'm taking both teams to score in over 2.5 goals at minus 118. Now, Seattle and Salt Lake is going to be another interesting game, guys, in the MLS. Seattle is now on a two-game winning streak. They have beaten St. Louis 2-1 on the road, surprisingly, at least to me. And before that, they have beaten Phoenix Rising in that U.S. Open Cup. Salt Lake, on the other side, has been one of the best and most consistent teams in the MLS so far this season. They have lost only one game on the road so far, and they have scored 15 goals in 8 games when playing on the road. The problem for them is that they are conceding a lot of goals as well when playing on the road. Now, Seattle is actually playing a lot better on the road than they are playing at home, and we'll see if that win against St. Louis can be a confidence boost for them, and if they can have another great game, if they can score a goal or maybe even two. And I honestly think that they could score at least one. Now, Salt Lake on the other side has been scoring consistently. They are a dangerous team, and I think we're gonna see some goals in this one. So over 2.5 at minus 133. I'm not even gonna push this to both teams to score simply because the over 2.5 price is so good. Now, the last pick in the MLS before we move on to the parlay is between LAFC and Minnesota. And we have both teams playing outstanding football right now. LAFC still undefeated at home with 5 wins and 2 draws, and they're now on a 5 game winning streak. Also, when playing at home, they haven't lost to Minnesota in their last 3 games. But this is a different Minnesota right now that we are seeing. They are undefeated in their last 6 games. They have scored at least a goal in each of their last 8 games, actually make that 9 games in a row. However, keeping a clean sheet is almost an impossible task for them. Now that LAFC kept 3 clean sheets, actually make that 4 clean sheets in a row. If they are going to concede a goal, it's going to be against this outstanding Minnesota team right now. So I'm going to go with both teams to score in over 2.5 goals at minus 133. Now we are up to that parlay, guys, for the MLS. It's a nice four-legger that I have for you. I'm taking Cincinnati on the money line. I'm taking Inter Miami team total over 1.5 goals. Philadelphia versus Toronto, both teams to score. And LAFC versus Minnesota, both teams to score. Four-leg parlay pays at plus 466. After 2 winning ones, we lost the one last weekend, so it's time for us to get back on the winning track. It's time for us to win some money on the MLS. And I think that Wednesday night will be quite entertaining, especially if there's no NBA going on. If you like watching NBA, that means that you could definitely tune into some MLS games and make some money with these free picks or my premium picks, which I will probably have a 5 pack for the MLS alone. That's it, guys. Have a great day. Good luck with all of your bets. And of course, stay tuned for more free picks coming up soon.